let's get into it. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kris and I am the maker and crafter behind This Boundless Life, this channel. I missed some time between my vlogs because things got hectic. I work for a school and school is going back into session, and so everyone is getting back into the office before the first day of school and doing all of the things, and that's what I've been doing, lost in the sauce of work and trying to get back into a school related routine. I also have my oldest is going into kindergarten, which is exciting. She's excited. I'm excited. I'm not going to cry about it because she's been in preschool for 2 years now. So it just feels like on to the next thing, which is, it feels really good. And because she's super ready and feels super ready, I feel super ready. I'm letting her take the lead on that. And it's been really good. But yeah, that's just kind of what I've been up to. I have been up to a lot of crafting, knitting and spinning, even though I've been busy. So let's get into the things that I've finished. I had a lot of things that were done, but still needed to be blocked, ends woven in, etc. So my first finished object that I'm going to show you is this little, it still needs ends woven in, so please forgive me. This is a mini version of the Nightshift shawl by Andrea Mowry that I made for my oldest. And these are all colors that she picked from my stash. At the time, she was very much a purple girly. Lately, she has expressed that she is more of a pink child, but it has pink in it, so she's not upset. She's just happy that I made her something. So this is the shawl. All of it is made with stash. A lot of it is sock yarn. Some of it is single ply. It's just kind of a mixture of a bunch of things. But all of this is definitely not superwash. These are all non-superwash yarns. All of them are fingering weight. and I believe I used like a size 7 needle, I want to say, and it worked out perfectly. Worked out absolutely perfectly, and I love it. Still needs the ends woven in, obviously, but she loves it. I love it. I can't wait to wrap her up in it for the winter and send her out the door. Obviously not to school, but to other things, because we don't send hand knits to school unless it's absolutely necessary. The second thing that I've finished is the knitting badge Neckercheif. Now this one, it wasn't blocked when I gave it to my daughter. I made this for her a few years ago, and it needed repair. There was like a snag in this section here that it just pulled so many stitches, and I had to do some like wild surgery in order to get this back to a wearable state. And let me tell you, it took time. It took so much time. But I'm very proud of myself. I was able to unsnag a lot of stuff, and now it's this cute little bandana like thing that she loved to wear when she was about 2. I will probably steal this and wear this myself because it's super cute, and I love these sunset colors. I picked these colors because they reminded me of the sunsets in Eastern Oregon where we used to live, and it's just perfect. If you live in Eastern Oregon, you already know the sunsets are like this, just purples and pinks and oranges galore. Even the sunrises are like that. But yeah, this was a really great quick knit. Just had to finish it and, repair it. But it worked out super well. My next finished object, and this one I am most excited about, and it literally sat on my needles for 2 years. I finished the body and it sat for another year. Finally, after a lot of time, dedication, hand pain, oh my gosh, textured knits just give me so much hand pain. I love a textured knit. They're so engaging, but my hands always hurt. But I finally finished my Cargill sweater. This is my second one. I was involved in the test knit for the Cargill sweater. The yarn I had was like extremely itchy. Oh my god. So I frogged that because I wasn't going to wear it. I don't know what happened to the yarn. I think it just got lost in moving. But I had this. Someone had gifted me a bunch of Brujeria Lana yarn, and in the colorway Bruja Amatista, I believe. And I think I had like 6 skeins of that yarn. I still have 2 skeins and like a little ball left of that yarn. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna make out of it. It's very Halloweeny, and this was supposed to be my Halloween sweater. So the fact that I finished this, I'm very proud of myself. I'm gonna insert a video so you can see the before and after of it being blocked, pre-block, post-block, all of that. Yeah, I've just been wanting a new sweater that fits really well. I had some sweaters that I lost in an incident with mice who they like burrowed into a tote that I had, which was storing all of my sweaters, and it had like cedar chips and all kinds of stuff in it. But that was not enough to deter these mice. Apparently, they were just like doing everything they could to try to find a warm place to be, which makes sense because back when we were living in Eastern Oregon, it would be like -15 and like blizzardy outside in the winter. So makes sense. But I lost a bunch of sweaters and other hand knits to mice chewing them up, and like making a literal mess out of my stuff. So the fact that I now have a sweater to kick off my remaking of sweaters in my collection. I get to start afresh, which kind of feels good because some of those sweaters, I they're not really quite my style anymore. So it's nice. I have now a wonderful squishy Cargill sweater to wear in the fall and to wear on Halloween, which I'm so excited about. Um, yeah, just really excited to have that done. The dip stitch is what gave me the most hand pain, but it was a labor of love, and I'm super happy with it. I'm super happy with it. 10 out of 10 would recommend knitting a Cargill sweater. It looks super intimidating because of the dip stitch, but honestly, it's super easy to memorize the stitch pattern. It's like a 4-row repeat, super easy to remember. And the dip stitch pattern, if you don't suffer with hand pain, because you're God's favorite, is like super easy to do. I truly could only get through, I want to say 4 or 5 repeats before I started to really get hand fatigue. So it took me a long time, but it's got like a nice folded collar. I still need to add a little tag to where my little stitch marker is, so that way I know the back from the front. I mean, it's going to be super easy regardless, but I just like to, add little fun finishing touches like a tag to my sweaters and other handmaids. But yeah, that's my Cargill sweater. The last thing that I have as far as finished objects go is a self-drafted hat with a fun uh, garter row and stockinette interchange. Well, I wouldn't say it's garter. It's more like seed stitch. Yeah, it's a seed stitch row. And I made it extra big because I have a lot of hair, but also I like to braid my hair in like individual braids, Senegalese twists, Marley twists. Um, if you're a black woman, black person, and you already know, it's the twisty, braidy hairstyles, protective styles. You can never wear a proper hat ever because everything is too small. But this, I mean, my hair is straight right now. And even though this is like extra big, I still like it. I like it a little slouchy, but I know that if my hair expands, my hair will fit underneath it. I will probably be able to even get some satin fabric and line this so that way it's like super natural hair friendly, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, it's got like a little star at the top. It's very fun. I really like this hat. I will probably make some adjustments to another hat similar to this because I really want to do a thick folded brim. I think that would be super fun. Um, but other than that, I really enjoy this hat. Couldn't tell you what the yarn is again because it's stash yarn. Everything I've knit is from stash over the last few years. But yeah, this is my hat. And that is it for finished objects. Now, let's get into some whips. So once again, my handy dandy pouch is back in action, and it is holding a pair of socks that I'm making for my husband using Rebel Woolworks sock, and this is in the colorway Scar, and this is from a Disney colorway, like a Disney villains themed batch of colorways. But I felt like Scar was a good color for my husband from The Lion King, and so I found is in a whip that I found buried away. And here's the first sock that I just ended up finishing, and they both have an afterthought heel. and I'm just using the Weishilde's sock as a recipe, and just for stitch counts and just like making a thing, afterthought heel, doing all the measurements. Um, Here's a scar all caked up. It's pretty cool. And I'm just working away. I made that stitch marker too, isn't it cool? A little mushroom. But just working away on this. Nothing fancy. Ooh, dropping stitches, of course. Like my least favorite thing about these circulars. Like I love the circulars, but I drop stitches all the time if I don't have my little sheep on the end. So that is one work in progress. And then my next one, also a found project using stash yarn that I have no idea what it is, but it is superwash. I can tell that much. And it is a worsted weight yarn. It's very, hopefully it shows up well. It's very pink, very pale pink, beigey pink. And I am making, I stopped in the middle of a row, dude. That was dumb. I am making the Age of Brass and Steel kerchief, which is a free pattern, and I'm loving it. I made a mistake, ripped back, made the same mistake, which is, so there's two little garter bumps on either side of this eyelet, and on the second one, I missed a garter bump here, but didn't miss it there. I'm not ripping back a second time, so I'm just going to call it a design element. But it's knitting up super well. It's been really nice to have a second thing to work on while I work on the socks. I don't know, I get hand pain more than I used to. And I do a lot of stretching and all kinds of stuff, but it still hurts knitting socks, knitting on tiny needles, knitting all kinds of things. So having multiple projects that alleviate that hand pain, eventually I will still get enough hand pain where I have to stop knitting. But and I have to stop and like take breaks and all of that. But you know, I just having different needle size projects is very helpful. So this has been really nice to just pick up and knit on. I'm pretty much almost done. I have one more. I have this last stockinette section, and then I just bind off with the next eyelet section, and then that will be done. It's going to be a super fast knit, honestly, because I have so much yarn left. I might just make it bigger in order to just use up all of this yarn, because I'm getting to the point. I've been knitting stash for a few years now. I want to say it's been three years I've only been knitting stash. And you know, I'm just getting down to these like single skein of this and single skein of that. I have tons of like bits and bobs of sock yarn just throwing around. So it's like, it's just been not ideal. So I want to finish this. And so in order to finish this ball of yarn, this kerchief is going to probably become a shawl. And you know what? I'm fine with that. That's all I have in terms of finished objects and whips. The last thing I want to chat about is knitting plans. So I have ideas, okay? I have ideas about things that I want to knit. And I do want to incorporate this hand spun. I've shown this before in a vlog, but here it is. Like this wonderful, like sea green, seaweedy. It reminds me of seaweed, let's be real, because it's super tweedy. I love this hand spun, and I feel I don't know what I want to make. I'm literally gonna have most likely a sweater quantity of this, to knit. And do I want to knit a sweater? Do I want to knit a vest? What do I want to do with my hand spun? We're shaking. I don't want to knit another shawl. Okay? I don't want a shawl. I want something that I can like put on and wear. Do I need I don't know. So I have to like squish this into my brain and like think about what I actually want to make with this hand spun. I have thought about what are you doing, kiddo? I've thought about the Yoon sweater by November Knits. Estelle, that is really loud, dude. Like a vest of sorts. There's the loose sweater, and I hope I'm saying that right, by Rebecca Clow that just came out. So there's that. There is also the aloe top, which could be really fun. See, like this is what I mean. Like I have no idea what I want to knit. I know I want it to be a layering piece for the fall and winter, but I just don't know what to knit in terms of that. And the sky is the limit, honestly. Like there's so much that I could knit if I really wanted to. Beep beep, you're making this really shaky. And then I have other plans that are not even me related because I just found out that I'm going to be an auntie for the first time. My sister-in-law is pregnant and expecting a baby during my birthday month, which is March. So that means I'm going to be knitting some baby things. And on the list for baby things is I would love to make a quilt. I would also love to knit a baby blanket, most likely the Besitos baby blanket by Mckenzie of M to the Third Yarn Co. I've always had my eye on that pattern since it came out, and I think it would make a really good baby pattern for me to like make and just work on because we have time, we have time until the baby arrives. So I'm just planning it now. There's also a plethora of bear ear sweaters, bear ear hats and bonnets and things that I'm just like, I just love bear ear things on babies. It's just too cute. Some of those things I will be making for my youngest, Stelly. She's going to be a year next week. Crazy. And so I will probably try out some of these knits on Stelly, but also making these baby knits for my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and their new baby. So there's things that I can knit. Hello, sweetheart. There's things that I can knit, things I have plans for. I've been like perusing Ravelry and all the things. So if you, oh gosh, what are we doing, Squishy? Hi. If you have any favorite baby knitting patterns, paid or unpaid, holler at your girl in the comments below because I would love to just have a little bundle to give to my brother and sister-in-law to welcome this new baby. Also, I found out another person that I know, very new, very fresh friendship possibility, is having a baby in the same month of March. So I have 2 people now on my radar that I will most likely be gift knitting for. And honestly, I couldn't be happier because I just don't know what to make myself. So why not make gifts for other people who I know for a fact will appreciate the gift? I don't just make gifts for anybody. But I just feel, especially with this new friend, I just feel called to like knit for her and this new baby. So yeah, things to consider, things to think about, things I'm excited about. But yeah, send me those pattern recommendations. Sewing also, quilting also. I do it all. Help your boy out, okay? But all of that being said, that's all I got. That's all I got for this knitting podcast, knitting vlog. I'll decide when I make the thumbnail. All that being said, thank you. I've got a baby doing all kinds of weird stuff down here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see and you want to just continue seeing what I'm up to, feel free to subscribe. If you just want to vibe and just watch, hit the like button. I don't know. Do you, bro? I'm not trying to get monetized on this platform. I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to have fun and show y'all what I've been working on. Thank you so much once again. And I will see you in my next video.